morning. Oh. Good morning, you. Oh. Oh, maybe not. Oh, good morning, dear. Good morning. Oh, oh.
Hi, Bubbles.
Good morning.
Hi, Bubbles. Oh.
Everyone, welcome to PhDyer episode 12, I think. Knitting has come to a complete halt because I knitted until my wrist couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah, you also dyed a lot of wool.
And I dyed a lot of yarn, yeah. So the wrist won't do it anymore. I'm officially stitching. But then after a while of stitching, my elbows started to get just like my wrist, so...
You have elbow problems.
I know. I sound like 80. I'm actually only 29. But...
Close enough.
apparently. So, I'll show you the progress I made on my shawl for the knit along, because it's what caused my wrist issues. I tried to knit it real fast because it's coming up, the end date for June 30th. So, I tried to get a ton of it done all at once. So, actually I have a marker there. So, see where that marker is, the little sky rat? All the way up, and then, so I finished all that, and then I had a mistake. Look at this. So this did not look this bad when...
Oh, baby.
What happened? Ew, it touched me. I know. So, sorry, her toe was on me.
I have a finger toe.
This did not look this bad until I tried to fix it. So now look at it. It's like a complete blemish on the shawl. But it ended up, every time I tried to fix it, it just kept getting worse. So this is what we ended up with.
You're not on it.
Yeah, right here.
It's down there.
Oh, and there's another one? Where's the other one?
Right there.
This?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was showing.
It? Oh, okay. Yeah, she totally screwed it up.
Yep, I ruined it. So, it was like a small hole. Now it's like a cluster of crappy stretched out stitches. So that's that. But it's going to be just lovely. Maybe we won't see that when it's wrapped around my neck. Can't see it from afar that bad, so it's fine. But yeah, I did the yellow section, garter section. I'm back up to the blue. And I think I'm about to hit another lace section. And the stitches started to drop on the one side, the yarn overs. So I've had my flat side. Oh, there's another mistake. Look at it. So there's a hole. One way or another, a yarn over got in there. I don't know how. Here too, I forgot to drop a yarn over. That's fine though. I'm just going to leave them, and Mommy said to weave in a little piece to close the hole, so that's what I'll do. But yeah, I started to drop the yarn overs on this side, so I have a straight side. And then I have the side that's still continuing to increase. I'm not looking forward to tying in all these ends.
It's still pretty.
Did you see the holes? Look.
It's beautiful. You put some great colors.
There's a...
Yeah, you have to weave it in. It's
yeah,
not
I'm
a
gonna
drop
have
stitch.
To. It's a yarn over.
When it's a yarn over or something like that, you got to weave it. And when you try to fix it, you screw it up.
Yeah.
We need a class.
I do. I should watch some videos.
Teach us.
You know, I didn't even know how to pick up purled stitches, which I thought was going to be easy. But then when I did that sheer VT, and I realized that when I went back to it, it looked...
It's hot out here.
Well, actually, I'll just show you, because that's the next thing I have to show you. So I knitted basically the bottom ribbing portion for the sheer V. And I got pretty far, as you saw in the last making update. But then I picked it back up, and I think I started doing a twisted rib instead of a normal rib. And the two appeared to be different. Like the top was slightly twisted and the bottom wasn't. So I tore back down to like where it was a normal ribbing and tried to go again. And it still looked different. I don't know if it was my tension or something. So I've actually started completely over again. And if you're wondering if I did the tubular cast on, I still have not. Mommy did it. So I started over again.
It's the easiest thing to do.
I know, I'm just lazy right now. I don't know.
Well, you got more than me to do.
So I started over, and actually I took it as an opportunity to make it larger. I actually started with 76 stitches instead of 56. Because originally I was doing the extra small, or extra small. Now I'm doing the size small. Because it just looked way too tiny to me. I mean, even though I'm extremely tiny, it looked like it was going to make a baby sweater. So, yeah. I mean, even after blocking, like if you stretched it all the way out, it seemed a little concerning.
Crazy.
So this seems more normal to me.
Might have been a kid size.
It seemed like, but the bust size, the finished bust size, well.
Some kids have boobs.
Yeah, but I don't. I think that's the problem. It's like a 28 to a 30 finished bust size, but I am a child size up here and not down here. So maybe that's an issue. So I'm hoping after blocking this will probably grow a whole lot. And I've started the ribbing over. So hopefully it will work out this time. But it's going pretty well so far.
Last question for you about this, which is about you, and I would understand if you
What is it?
answer this
I
question.
don't know.
But yeah, I ended up casting this back on again. So maybe it'll be a blessing in disguise because I could make it bigger. So I've actually started over on that, made progress on my shawl. And then the rest of it I did for the week was cross stitching. So I'll show you my Victorian Mansion. So I finished a lot of the portion over here. Looks pretty good. I'm actually quite excited about how it's coming out. Some of this, I'm not gonna lie, was like making up things because they're supposed to be like flowers in hedges or whatever. Sometimes I'm like a stitch or two off, so I just like add something in there. But yeah, and I've started, I originally was gonna go up in the pattern, but if you go up from here, it's like the mansion itself, and it has a whole different set of colors. And instead, I'm thinking I'm going to go this way so that I stick with these same colors all throughout until they're completely finished, because these don't come back up again, these flower colors up. So I kind of want to use these up, go across, and then start working my way up.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
I don't know if in a cross stitch if there's a way you're supposed to work them, but that's the way I'm going to do them.
No, we were supposed to start in the right.
Yeah, there's a way to do it, right? Some people start in a corner and they spread out, like they go out and up.
Down.
Yeah, I heard if you do it a certain way that you can get lines on your work from parking.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's an actual thing with tension, like, so if, see how these are being pulled because they're parked up there? There's a thing with tension, and you can get these strange, like, tension lines in your work. So right now I'm not a pro cross stitcher, so we're just going to do it, and I'm going to see from experience how it works. The only problem is I originally wanted to go up, so I have parked all these up here when I actually need to move them to be parked over here to the right.
Yeah.
Actually.
Oh, I can't even do that.
Yeah, so I need to go back in these, pull them back through, and park them over here. So that's what I was working on last night when I started this flower section. So Mommy was using multiple needles, each with its own thread, because she'd rather... Wait, yeah, I have to show it.
And this orange, black, and orange. There's 2 orange.
Oh, here, I'll do it like this.
Yeah, there's
so
2
if
oranges
you
and
look,
I can't tell.
There is a darker orange on the ends and then 3 lighter.
No, it's the opposite.
Is it?
But I did it crazy. So
no, the darker ones are on the edges.
Yeah, because I messed up.
Oh. Okay, well...
I could not keep it straight.
You stayed in pattern for the... Well, no.
I stayed in pattern, but I didn't. The oranges are too close. I could not tell. And I'm good with color. I don't understand.
It's a very slight difference, but... So, she was supposed to switch. It was supposed to be like dark, light, 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 dark, or something like that.
And black.
And then black. And so I was trying to tell her, like, if you have a dark here, you would float it over to here. Park it down, and then continue, and then pick this back up when you get there, and so on. So she would essentially have like a dark parked strand, a light parked strand, a dark, and then a black. Yeah, and then you would just keep alternating them in the back and floating them over to keep in sequence. No. And instead of doing that,
I couldn't do
she used 3 different needles and just kept picking them up, which actually...
No, I did that once.
Oh, okay. Okay,
you didn't do that either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because I can imagine that. Oh, look at her needle minder. Isn't her needle minder gorgeous?
Paris, yeah.
I love that. We got other needle minders. I'll have to show them.
Yeah, they're so cute.
Wait, did I put it in here? Oh, I did.
We
just bought...
I want to do this more than knit.
Some acquisitions here.
Yeah.
We just bought other needle minders. You got a cat, which is so funny because it actually looks like Luna, her cat. It's a big fat fluffy cat.
Luna doesn't smile.
Yeah, Luna doesn't smile. It needs a frown, and then it would be perfect. But I got a honeybee, the honeycomb.
Yeah, I love it.
Which is funny because I already have the other bee one, but I love this one. This one's wooden. The other one isn't.
Switch them. I mean, we can
just share. We'll mix and match.
I keep thinking somebody's leaving.
We got these needles that at the top. Oh, yeah, so Mommy injured herself with this.
You have to pull.
So you pull the thread down in, and it threads it.
Oh, yeah.
It's supposed to be like easy threading. Apparently, it's really dangerous threading,
hard.
Especially if you're trying to do 2 threads.
Marks on my lip finger.
Yeah, she injured her middle finger.
Twice. Look, there's 2 of them side by side.
I'm going to give them a whirl and see what I think about them. But
why do you have to? You need like a rubber, something rubbery to hold the needle.
Also, I'll show you this because we came to some kind of revelation with this. So we're going to take the heart out of... Oh.
Well, I'm going to make new ones. That's the first
Yeah, she's going to make new ones, but even though I really like the heart because, see, it holds my needle,
you could still
everything gets like bun-jumbled in there because when you close this, there's a gap, so it's not like pressing, it's not pressing directly on the threads to keep them in place for when I open it back up again.
Mm-hmm.
So I really loved it.
Snaps too.
I like the 3 snaps. But I think if it had 1 and it closed all the way, see there's a gap Like you can make it go,
Yeah.
but it's difficult to make it stay closed.
Maybe too fluffy.
So maybe a less fluffy heart or no heart at all.
I did no heart in mine, and I just thread them through.
Yeah. See, that's how
Buddy.
that's how I want it.
Yeah, it's not a problem.
So we're gonna make
Show
more
the
of
other
those
side.
little what are they called?
Thread minders, I guess.
Yeah, thread
needle
minders or
Yeah,
cross
show her
stitch
this
buddies. Yeah, this is the one she
Look, I made
has.
this one. That's what I'm gonna make.
And
for them.
although
I
it's
love it.
simpler, it's much more effective
Yeah, so you just put your needles in.
because it closes all the way and holds the threads
Yeah, it's awesome.
still, and it's a cute little fabric. And it's just got felt in between. So,
My creative juices.
yeah, so we may
I
make
love
more
this
of them.
fabric.
And then, I better take this off. It's going to get caught on something. So, I guess you've probably already seen my tonal collection on the last week's making update. I wanted to show you them in person because you can never see them too much. We've been keeping them out as like deco until they sell.
Yeah, it's cute.
So this is the Concrete Jungle colorway. Let's see if we can move some of this. And I did each of them in a 75-25 and a mohair silk blend, because if I was going to use them, I'd probably use them in like a sweater, so I think this was a good match to be able to see them in. So Concrete Jungle, it's like tonal grays. Love this. There's like some darker areas, which is really nice. And then
Wow.
And
this
then
fabric
Virtue.
stinks for this.
This is my favorite. This is like my favorite color. Look how shiny the pink looks on the mohair silk. Really pretty. So, and this is like a light blush
Oh,
pink.
what was that at the end? Oops.
So, love these. It's my favorite. Goes really
It's messing
great
up.
with the gray. So, Concrete Jungle and Virtue is probably something I would put in like a colorwork sweater.
Wow, that's excellent.
Yeah, I should look up some colorwork sweaters and see which I could do, because I really like that. Outlaw. Just like this tawny looking tannish brown
I
color.
love them.
Yeah, I love this.
And then you got
So-
one and then black. Which is that one.
So Samantha named this one. We were torn between like teddy bear, because it kind of looks like a teddy bear. But then I had originally wanted it to be like themed around cowboy
This would
boots,
be
like
the
country.
orange.
So
And this should be the black, right?
I had toyed with like working boots or line dancing boots, something like that. And then Samantha came up with outlaw, so we loved that. There's that. And then Siren, which is that beautiful blue. I think my inner cruiser is being channeled through the yarn because I miss going and traveling. We usually did like at least once a year until I got into my PhD, and then it was a lot less, but I do miss it. So I made like that Caribbean looking sea
That's
blue.
gorgeous. Oh,
And
traveling again, I miss it.
I'm just really into like the witchy magic stuff. I think the Advent is like rubbing off of me.
Yeah, I know.
But
And the tarot cards.
I know.
Wouldn't that be fun?
But nothing will be repeated. So this will not
Oh, you gotta
be.
make a tarot card one.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
That is. That'll be your colorway for the Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the big one.
Yeah. We'll see.
Or the one you put out in July. Your fall colorway.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I like that. So this won't be repeated. But it is pretty. It's also strange because it's the only one where the dye broke in this manner. Like, it almost looks like I used two colors to dye this skein, but really it's just the temperature that I used. And dyeing in the low immersion, the dye actually breaks. They call it breaking. And so it comes out with like a pink and a purple. which is pretty cool. So it almost looks variegated, but in fact
Yeah, it looks like you put different dyes.
Yeah,
in
isn't that funny?
And it's one
and
dye.
if you try to like over dye it, like it just comes out of the pot this way. There's like nothing you can do about it. But I thought it was so cool, and it's still quite tonal because I guess it's just a lighter version of the purple. But this is Mystique. So I'm all into like the unicorn magic and, you know, mystical colorways right now. So those are the new colorways. Pretty excited about them. I already have some people with Mystique in their cart, so I think Mystique would go, even the Siren would go really good with like Unicorn Galaxy. But especially Mystique, the purple one, I think would go really good with it. So yeah, that's pretty much all my whips. Almost have a finished object. I am on a mission, whether my wrist likes it or not, to finish that shawl by June 30th for the knit along. So I don't know if any of you guys have a shawl, or if you, Marnie, I don't know if you participated. I know you were doing a flamingo floating shawl. If you do, let me get a picture of it if you feel willing to give me a picture. But I'd love to see a shawl if you're doing one for the knit along. And I should have mine done. Mommy started like 3, so she'll just have a bunch of started ones.
I can't seem to count that far away.
You know what, too, though? You have the orange and the blue one, so maybe...
One.
She has an orange and blue one, so maybe she might finish that one or be close to finishing it, so we'll have quite a bit of shawls to do. And she's got the wedding shawl for Samantha's wedding. That's got a good portion, a quarter of it done.
All right, I'm trying it again.
So she's trying to float threads right now. I'm parked.
I can't just seem to use one orange. It goes against my nature to not do it.
Did you see the flowers? Like, you actually color change like several times in like one row.
I know. I don't know how you're doing it.
It gets a little like
not when you're first doing it.
Scary and discouraging, but you know. We were just laughing last night because the only thing that I found really like disgustingly difficult was crocheting the water arcade blanket. I could not crochet the water arcade circle every time on the third round.
Did it, but then I didn't want to do it.
Yeah, on the third round, it's just so stressful because I never had the right stitches and it never was right.
Why can't we crochet?
It was consistently wrong. I was thinking about just having them be all that same diameter, and leaving them that way.
And leaving it like that.
But like I could do sub-cloning, but I can't do crocheting. Like what?
I know. It's still bothering me. Like,
it's bothering me bad.
Make that
yeah,
if it kills me.
I'm gonna have to because it's too aggravating.
It is. Could you stop wrecking?
So aside from making, gave John a haircut and Mommy a haircut.
Yeah.
We went on our first sort of outing to the coffee shop. You can't sit inside, and there were too many people outside, so we didn't get to sit there. And then the people outside were really close, and they didn't have masks on, so we ended up just leaving and drinking our coffee back here. But we went to the coffee shop, and then it's Father's Day tomorrow, so we picked up some stuff to make a really nice Father's Day dinner. We got up late again, and we're just gonna go to the coffee shop, have a coffee that we've been planning on. Oh, that's a nice car. John's obsessed with cars. The only reason he wants to get a job is to get a car. Right, John?
Yes. I want my Audi. That's my goal.
So we've been trying to get this cup of coffee for a week, but we keep sleeping till like 3 p.m. and not getting to go.
We stay up till 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah. Point made. So we're finally gonna have our cup of coffee. Great. the Patreon, I think I'm going to start putting out the vlogs on Saturdays. Just seems like on Friday nights we do a lot and I can film a lot. Like that extra day gives me time to give you a little bit better content. So normally I put it out like on Friday or on Saturday at like 4 a.m. because I'm up so late on Friday into the next day. But I'll probably do it on Saturday nights or sometime on Saturday like I usually do. It just won't be at like 4 in the morning. And I'm going to start releasing the vlogs. I took a poll on Instagram with you guys. And you said it was okay, so I'm going to release the vlogs one at a time. So PhDyer episode 1 will be going out today.
So funny.
Oh, I don't know if anybody saw the last one, but the angry cross-stitching I thought was hysterical.
We can't get enough of it.
I don't know if you guys were laughing, but...
Angry chipmunk.
Yeah,
I
was an angry chipmunk. Like, and then we were just fine. Like, I yelled and got all angry cross-stitching. And then we were just doing our threads like we were normal.
Doing my thing.
Like... When I watched it over again, she was like, you have to put that in there.
We got to put it out.
Yeah.
It should be on Instagram TV.
I'll make one of those 3-minute like clips to advertise and I'll put that. So funny. Talk about real life. Like,
oh my God.
Everybody always makes making look so happy. God, if you get like a tangle in your yarn or in like your cross stitching thread, you can literally go insane sometimes. That's exactly what was happening to me.
The man was saying he never heard his mother curse till she crocheted.
Yeah. Everybody always makes it look so happy, but there are moments, and that was a moment.
Oh, big time. It was right here. It's gone.
Oh, it was so funny.
God,
we lost needles like twice that day. And all I'm thinking is
and all we do is drop stuff.
So this week my cat swallowed a hair tie, but normally he bites the hair tie in half and like swallows half the hair tie, so it's just one strand of a hair tie. This time the genius swallowed the entire hair tie, and the loop must have got caught around something on its way out of his butt because he had an actual hair tie sticking out of his butt. A loop of a hair tie.
He's pooping at the same time.
He was pooping and crying and running out of the litter, getting poop everywhere. And I'm trying to clean it up and look at the cat. So then I get the cat in the bathroom. I totally had to go in there and get the hair tie.
I know, it was so sad.
For those of you that think anybody can do this, please don't ever try to go in and get a hair tie. I am actually trained and I knew what to do to go get the hair tie. And I knew if it was able to be removed normally.
Yes.
If you pull a hair tie and it does not give, and I don't recommend to pull it, you can actually damage the intestines and everything inside. I had to actually get some lubricant and help the cat out a little bit. I did not pull on it. I just let him kind of let nature take its course. Yeah, I went in there, lubricated everything. I tried to feel if anything was wrong. And I figured we had a 50-50 chance. So I lubricated everything and then he went to the bathroom and he was fine. But I don't recommend doing that if you have no idea what you're doing, because if you can pull, it can be really serious. So yeah, he walked around with a hair tie out of his butt for like 10 minutes. So
he's too funny.
He eats everything, my cat. It's like having a really bad toddler around that you have to constantly baby proof everything, because I'm always saying the cat will eat it. So when we lost the needle twice that night,
we're thinking,
I'm thinking, I'm not going to find this needle, but I know the cat's going to find it. And he's going to swallow a needle because he's that insane.
He's stupid.
When I first got him, he actually took, so my mom has a vase, a teapot filled with straight knitting needles. And the cat actually took one of the knitting needles out and jumped off the table with the point in his mouth and like killed himself with the... Well, he didn't die, but he got severely like injured.
It hit him and then he freaked out and went way up in the air. And
he actually jumped and it stabbed him in the back of the throat.
And his meower was broken.
And it happened so quickly.
We couldn't get him.
Like, all I had time to do was scream and try to get up out of my seat. And he had already jumped. He grabbed it and quick tried to run with it. So there was no helping him. Like, he just did it.
He's got a death warrant.
So that thing of me like freaking out over not being able to find something, that's why, because all I could think was the cat's going to find the needle and he's going to try to eat it because he tries to eat everything. So it was funny, but at the same time, like it wasn't that funny because he could really swallow it and get injured. So.
And it was awful. He was coming. I was upstairs and he was coming out of the litter trying to poop it.
I
and
know.
Poop's falling.
I know.
And I'm like, Andrea,
I think he got upset because he felt that there was some
Yeah,
resistance.
and he couldn't walk around in there. He needed room to walk to get it to come loose.
Poor cat.
Oh,
So
it was
the cat's
terrible.
insane.
He was crying.
Yeah, he was crying for his
He
mommy.
ran from me.
Yeah.
I tried to get him for you.
He tried to run for me too, but
Yeah, you're good. You were meant to be a doctor.
we laugh because all sick things find me. So I went to a fair in South Carolina, and we went in where all these parakeets were in this like enclosure, and this one parakeet kept flying onto me, and he was like drunken looking, like he was not being able to make it. Go ahead. Who is it? Yeah, he like would fly onto my hand, and he would like start to fall over, and I was trying to like help him while we were in the little tent. Poor little guy.
And all the birds and all the
And
world.
John takes one look at me. He knew I was going to try to shove it in my pocket and take it home.
Didn't it happen in Key West with that bird cage you went into?
That was in South Carolina.
Oh.
Yeah. Key West, I didn't get to go. I wanted to.
Oh, you went to the 6 kitty toad.
Yeah, 6-toed kitties. But yeah, it kept, so John's like, put it back. There's nothing we can do. I'm thinking I could just shove him right in my pocket and we can leave now. And I will help him.
Oh.
And John's like, put it back. So I put him back, and it keeps flying at me. Now, mind you, there's like 25 people in this tent, and he kept picking me.
I know, it's crazy.
We have a picture of him on my finger, and I'm going, he chose us. Like, we have to take him. We were going to break this parakeet out of jail. And John just kept getting more mad because at this point, I have 4 rabbits, 2 parakeets.
Yeah, you were
a
not
dog.
bringing home a sick bird.
Yeah, and I was trying to bring it home.
John has spent thousands on rabbits. Thousands on keeping them alive.
Yeah.
Honey Bun and Bob and Boo Bear.
I mean, but I love them. They're my fluffy creatures.
I know, but it's too much. You can't have all
I tried to
that.
take it home. I did. I tried to like save him, but yeah.
You end up becoming an abuser, and it's not good.
No, I loved them, and I seriously took really good care of that rabbit. I would come home from work to feed it.
I know, you did.
Like
5 years.
big time.
Forward 5 more years. I can't do it.
Yeah, after 5 years of doing it, it was a bit rough.
Can't do it anymore.
I keep quite a few of them out of the vet's
Bob.
office though, because
I
I
mean,
worked
poor,
in a vet's office for years,
name?
so I like know a lot of the tricks of the trade, so that I don't have to make that $500 trip. Like the cat with the hair tie, I knew what to do. Unless it was really serious, then he was gonna have to go anyway. But a lot of them I know what to do. So, but it's weird. It's like the sick ones always find me.
It's funny.
So strange.
It's not. They must sense something. You're an animal person.
I don't know. That parakeet haunts me to this
I
day.
wanted to be a veterinarian. I talked her out of it.
Oh, the parakeet
They said you're
haunts me.
$250,000 in debt.
Yeah.
$250,000 in debt.
On top of the 100,000 I already had.
I'm like, Andrea, you do so great in labs. Why don't you become a scientist?
Well, so far the scientist
Hundreds,
thing.
A's all along. And
Although
then she's
I
like,
will
"Oh,
say
yeah."
a lot of the stuff like the grant writing and like the making the posters and all the clerical stuff, even the laboratory stuff because I have to do that for the dyes, but the other stuff does pay off. Like even the business side of it, like I have a
Yes.
whole,
You have to save money in a lab. You can't waste money.
when I have a whole spreadsheet, I do the numbers and like I know how to keep track of the books, which is nice.
God, it goes against my grain. I just can't do it.
She can't park it.
No, I mean, I can't. It's giving me a headache. I can't not use one color. Like it says to use 2, so I have to use 2 different oranges that look the same.
They don't look the same. That one's clearly darker
All right,
over
I
there.
need an eye doctor, so we're.
All right, I hope everybody has a happy Father's Day and you celebrate with your husbands or your dads, and have a happy weekend. And I will see you next week. Hopefully I'll have that shawl done if my wrist will allow it. And happy making. Bye.